Hey guys, Claire here, and happy holidays. And today I'm going to share with you how to style your bar. And I know there's a whole how you style your bar cart kind of like subheader here that, you know, if I was doing good SEO, I probably would have that. But I don't actually own a bar cart. I have this, which is a giant credenza from my husband's grandma. And I feel like most people actually have like a dresser or a credenza or some kind of like furniture object rather than like a chic, cute bar cart in the corner. So to me, this is a really easy way how to style, honestly, almost any tabletop service into a really cute bar. So this is my little corner of actual boozing. The rest of it is just kind of cute little design elements. So the first thing I have is I bought a vintage mirrored tray. You can buy any kind of tray. I like vintage mirrored ones because it just sort of reflects the light, especially with a lot of glass. So having the tray is really great because it makes it look more purposeful and less just like you put a bunch of clutter on a counter somewhere. So that's the first start. Then you have to think about what you actually are going to use. So for me, I have Amaro. It's an Italian liqueur that is actually a little bit bitter. And then I have my different vermouths. I have this, which is a vino vermouth, which is actually more of a drinking vermouth. And then I have the classic Dolan dry vermouth to make martinis. I've got my little bottles of tonic. And then of course I have my collection of bitters, right? You have to have bitters. I made my own bitters because, I don't know, I'm an overachiever and I did it for my wedding. I might do a video someday. Let me know if you want to see that, if you want to figure out how to make your own bitters. It's so easy. It's basically making vanilla extract. I then have saline solution, which sounds very scientific, but actually saline solution is just salt water. And adding a little touch of saltiness to drinks just can really open them up. So you can think of like a whiskey smash, like whiskey, lemon juice, a little bit of simple syrup shaken, throw a little bit of salt in that, and it all of a sudden becomes kind of sexy and dynamic and really different. I have a touch of absinthe because I really like coating the inside of a glass. It can really add a big punch to a drink. And then in terms of garnishes, you gotta have the Luxardo cherries. If I was having a party, what might be different is you might see a bowl of halved lemon wedges with a little citrus pusher. You might see like a julep cup filled with fresh mint leaves. You'll start to see fresh ingredients enter the picture. But in terms of just like an everyday bar, this is what you wanna have. Right next to it, I have kind of my decanted bottles of alcohol. This is rye, scotch, and bourbon. We obviously drink a lot of bourbon here. And I love having this out because the decanters mean I don't have a lot of sort of brands on the countertop. That's when it starts to look like you forgot to put the groceries away. Some of the other elements I have here are sugar cubes. I do muscovado sugar, so it has a really lovely rich flavor. And that's basically for creating old fashions. I've got my sort of single serving gold cocktail shaker, which makes me feel like I'm, a Bond girl. Like from the wrists down, I feel like a Bond girl, basically. And so I have, also this is a sort of Japanese style, like glass cut stirring like carafe. So basically you use this for stronger drinks where you would just put giant ice cubes and stir them with a swizzle stick like this. I also have my strainer for shaken cocktails. And then I have some fun gold straws because I think it's nice to have fancy straws. I also have these awesome gold kind of like skewers basically that I use for garnishes. So this is really beautiful to skewer like fresh fruit or, a piece of peel or something like that. And then the other element I have here is a vintage ice cube bucket. So all this stuff is very easy to find on eBay or at a thrift store or at like any antique mall, honestly. You just kind of have to sift through it and sort of do that thing where you hold it in front of yourself and go, is this cool? I think it's cool, right? And you have to think about it sort of deleting the context. So that's kind of how I found all of this. Probably one of my favorite things I've ever found is this little pineapple, and the little fronds are actually tiny forks. I like finding excuses for using this thing. It's so fun. And then I have some of my vintage glassware up here. To be honest, I have so much vintage glassware. I just really keep it edited and simple here. This is what I have kind of above ground. Below ground, it's where I keep kind of all of the extra stuff. So for instance, I tend to drink more whiskey than anything, but down here you'll find, all of my wine, my extra booze. In the far back, I have the sort of additive elements that I don't really use that often, like Campari, maraschino, things like that. And towards the front, I have more like the well liquor. So for instance, I have like my mezcal and tequila that I really love. Things that I would just take a sip of and put over an ice cube. And then in here is where I keep all of my like cocktail napkins and matches and tea candles and stuff like that. I also make sure to have coasters because you have to respect the wood. If anybody watches Curb Your Enthusiasm, they will get that joke, but you gotta respect the wood. And the coasters are important. I actually had these made really easy. I bought some wholesale leather, had them cut, and then had a seamstress who had like the correct needle just do a little row of metallic thread. And I think they turned out really cute. The big thing is really about editing. Just don't put everything you own on the countertop. It'll look stupid. So just edit, keep some of it below. Like for instance, I don't have all of my tonic waters up here. I have 2, and then the rest of them are in storage. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video on how I put it together. Please comment below. I love getting your comments, and I would love to hear about what your favorite holiday cocktails are. I'm always looking for new ideas, so please post below. Like the video if you like it, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.